Palma. Oh,
man.
that's unfair. That's Palma, 7 points in the game.
To Del Fuentes.
Oh, wow.
Delgado takes the shot and knocks it down. Maloria is open. 3-point.
Oh, my goodness.
Face a jumper by Robin Celis. Nathaniel has time. Now it's Martin Rosso. Turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness.
Two teams that figured in an exciting and epic playoff series last season battle it out here at the Inares Center in Montalban, Rizal. Biñan, their loss last season to this Gensan team in that memorable 3-game series, still fresh in their minds as they take on the Warriors here in this matchup sa ating regular season. Val Acuña is finding joy once again playing here for Gensan as he has found his stroke this season. Biñan and Gensan na maglalaban dito sa ating second game. Two teams that are there right in the middle of the pack in our South Division, and maganda ang laban na to, Christian, particularly with Biñan and Gensan right there magkadikit sa team standings.
Well, it's going to be competitive for sure because let's start with Biñan. They're going for their 8th straight win tonight. 7 straight na yan, papasok ng larong ito. And I'm sure they want to keep that momentum going. Samantala, itong Gensan going for their 4th straight win last game but was halted by the Portmaster. So they're looking for a bounce-back performance.
Magandang gabi din sa mga nanonood sa atin sa Facebook and also syempre sa YouTube na nanonood sa atin. We're live on Solar every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And if we'll talk about these two teams, always on their game and kailangan nilang paghandaan ang isa't isa. Let's bring in Mika Bisamis, who has been busy talking to the two teams. Mika, I know medyo may history itong dalawang teams natin. How are they going into this matchup?
Maraming salamat sa Delph, Coach Chris. Pero bago yan, gusto ko lang sabihin, I love this venue, no? In Inares, Montalban. Sabi mo nga kanina, malapit ito sa amin ni Coach Christian. Ako, 45 minutes lang. Ikaw ba, Coach Chris? Pero kagaya nga ng sinabi mo si Delph, malapit din sa standings itong dalawang team last season. Pero sabi ni Coach Boyet Fernandez, iba na daw nga ang dynamics ng Gensan ngayon, lalo na losing their big men, yung mga major big men nila sa front line. Meron na daw silang mabibilis na players ngayon, lalo na ang addition nila Heruta at Liu. Kaya sabi niya sa vets niya, kailangan talaga nila mag-keep up with these fast boys. Sabi naman ni Coach Elvis Solentino, wala akong masasabi about Biñan. We cannot go against a powerhouse because kami, two things lang. We have players who are gaining back their confidence. Tulad nga ng sinabi mo na si Val Acuña, itong si Mark Cruz and Larry Rodriguez. And I also have players who want to gain more confidence. Kagaya nilang Eloy Tan, Kyle Tolentino at ang kanyang mga bagong players. So yan ang storya ng larong ito. Si Delphin, Coach Chris.
Thank you so much, Mika. And to note, one player who has left Gensan and now moved to Biñan is Christian Pajarito. Nandun siya ngayon sa side ng Tatakgel na maglalaro today. No, tingnan muna natin ang ating team standings because wala nang team
Ang winless.
na winless ngayong season.
And they win it with drama. Ika nga, itong Bulacan, who played in our first game, kalaban ang Parañaque, that game winner by Sumido going to his strong side, little fadeaway pa, and enough to propel his team for that first win. Ayun, nakikita nyo sa bottom of the standings, pero ito yung North Division natin. Nueva Ecija, the only team also with still, a dent in that loss record all the way down to Ilagan at that 8th spot. At ito, dito sa South Division na games natin in the second game, Biñan at 8-3 again, going for their 8th straight win, and Gensan at 6-6, looking for a bounce-back win. Parañaque, na naglaro kanina, falls to 1-10 after that loss to Bulacan.
Important game for Gensan as they try to keep up with Batangas there. They are in that playoff position, play-in position, which is number 7, and Biñan,
first time this year, this season, yung play-in tournament yan.
Biñan, on the other hand, they've played well after a rough start, no, and one of the reasons why they've been, on a tear this season is Kenny Roger Rocacorva. And alam mo, nakita ko na when I look back in that matchup against South Cotabato last season, by the way, Coach Christian, siya nagmintis nung last shot na yun.
Yeah.
So, balikan muna natin yung last game nila, no, Biñan winning over Rizal. It was a hard-fought game, and Biñan eking out a 66-63 win para dito sa kanyang kupunan. And a tough win and a gutsy win, to say the least, because this was a, Rizal really fought hard in the second half.
They did, and a lot of that is credit to, Flight 888 na si Kenny Roger Rocacorva, because they went on a 9-7 run, no, from, midway to the second quarter all the way up to the 7th-minute mark of the third quarter. And a big part of that run, the second and third quarter, Rocacorva scored 14 of his 16 points for the majority of that run. And Rizal put quite a scare, but they were able to weather the storm in the fourth quarter, and eventually Biñan was able to seal the deal for their 7th straight win.
Now, Rocacorva, as you mentioned, he missed that possible game winner. It was a game 3 as well. So that miss last season against South Cotabato would have sent them to the second round, but he's back, and I think really ito si Kenny Roger Rocacorva, really bright future ahead. 16 points against Rizal, and pag pinasok talaga to, alam mong ina-expect mo dito, high intensity, hustle, and syempre yung kanyang aerial exploits. Flight 88 kaya tawag sa kanya.
And has certainly elevated his overall game this year. I thought yung maturity is the one thing that stands out compared to last year. Last year sa ere siya talaga naglalaro, and has always been scrappy. This year yung decision making niya nag-improve, obviously finishing at the rim still there, and has been reliable, dito sa team na to, finishing most of their games, lalo na pagdikit ng laban.
Gensan, on the other hand, suffered a defeat to the Basilan Viva Port Masters, who have slowly but surely found their groove this season. Itong Basilan also undergoing a rough start. Itong Gensan up and down in their first 12 games of the season. But check out the 3-point shooting, 39 attempts for the Warriors in that game. 25% lang ang na-convert nila.
And was able to make 10. 60% of their made threes came from their leading scorer na si Val Acuña. And coaches would always say, it's always how you finish the game. But at the same time, yung umpisa mo, importante rin. And that's the thing with Gensan. They were off to a slow start. And Basilan had their biggest lead of 16, throughout that second and third quarter. And pagdating sa dulo, medyo banderang kapos na sila, losing to 3 points against the Port Masters.
Well, Val Acuña, talk about Val Acuña here, Christian, because his numbers this season are even better than when he won MVP.
Inaugural MVP.
So he was around 13.7 points per ball game when he led Batangas to the championship in our inaugural season. He's right around 14 and a half this season, and 23 points siya against Basilan on 6 of 13 from beyond the arc. Certainly a rejuvenated Val Acuña.
What stands out kay Val is always his shooting, but to me, it's gotta be his conditioning. And when you talk about the conditioning of a player, yung disiplina niya, especially at his age. Alam mo kung di ako nagkakamali, kasing edad ko lang to, baka mas matanda pa sa akin. But sigurado ko nasa 40 na to si Val eh. My point is, for him to stay disciplined with his body speaks a lot to the body of work, at nakikita natin yan sa performance niya.
Well, this is not a shooter that just stays there.
Right.
He moves around.
Right.
He's a handful moving without the
Comes
basket.
off screens.
Yes. So ganyan po ang ito po yung model na shooter dito sa MPBL, si Val Acuña, and it's Gensan against Biñan here. Let's go to Richard Campos for the starting lineup.
Starting in guard number 22, Carlo Lastimosa. Coming in at center number 15, Pinoy Sakuragi, Mark Pingris. The head coach is Boyet Fernandez. Assistant coaches Gino Manansala, Gino Manuel, Eliazar Cabototan, and JR Manansala. LGU partner is Mayor Jel Alonte with Ruben Tan and Monjing Talisayon. Team honors Jid Anyo Nuevo. Starters for Gensan Warriors. Forward number 41, CJ Gonzalez. At guard number 8, Ping Masaglang. At forward number 7, Kyle Tolentino. Playing center number 5, Larry Rodriguez. And at point guard number 4, the Flash, Nico Elorde. The head coach is Marikina City Honorable Councilor Elvis Tolentino. Assistant coaches, Boying Diloy, Noy Pido, Peter Delegero, Eric Coronado, Ron Tolentino, Rizal Castro, and Ray.
Starting 5 is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Biñan has Pamboy Raimundo, Carlo Lastimosa, Mark Pingres, Christian Farito, and Kenny Roger Rocacorva, Nico Elorde, Ping Masaglang, Larry Rodriguez, Cal Tolentino, and CJ Gonzalez ang magsisimula for the Gensan Warriors. Ray Gabriel, Hali D'Amico, Richard Carpio, and Ariel Arce ang ating officiating crew. We are underway dito sa Inares Center in Montalban. Biñan looking to extend their winning streak to 8 against this Gensan Warriors, who are looking to bounce back from that loss to Basilan. Rocacorva drives. Rocacorva finding a way. Oh, what a way to start the game. Kenny Roger Rocacorva.
Well, how about that? But that was a play designed for Mark Pingres, which I thought was open after getting a back pick. But the way he split not only the defense, but even si Mark Pingres na yung kanyang kakampi for the first basket of his game. Rocacorva with a nice finish. Rodriguez sumugot naman bigla sa kabila.
Larry Rodriguez, deadly from 18 feet. Lastimosa drives. Bigay kay Pingres. Out to Fajarito. The step back. Fajarito knocks it down.
Off the outstretched arms of Gonzalez. Not an easy shot, but still, Fajarito able to hit that first 3 of this game.
Valentino to Elorde. Nice matchup here at the point guard spot. Pamboy and Nico Elorde. Tolentino fires and it's good.
Well, that's a good sign for Kyle because he did not shoot the ball particularly well, especially from downtown. Was only 1 for 6 for less than 17%. Pero sa pagkakataon na yon, pasok kagad yung kanyang unang tira.
Here's Rocacorva. Fajarito will try. That's off to the left. Rebound nakuha ni Elorde. Masaglang waits for Kyle. Nandun si Rocacorva, swings it over to Nico. Elorde for 3. No, rebound, Mark Pingres. Pamboy to Kenny Roger. Rocacorva banks it in for 2.
Well, did I mention yung maturity, pati yung lakas ng pangangatawan, nag-improve din this year para kay Rocacorva. Able to take hits and finish with ease, no? Especially in transition. Nakastop pa itong Biñan.
Fajarito back to Pamboy Raimundo. Pamboy, binabatayan ni Elorde. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
May hawak. Kaya hindi naka-roll ng maayos, no? After that screen, itong si Pinoy Sakuragi.
This is the fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme Expa Personal Karaoke Speaker. Every day, karaoke. And that's Kenny Roger Rocacorva. His ability to finish. Here's fast break. It's just top-notch.
It's almost like a clone of the highlight that we just showed before this game started. Yung mga highlights niya, yung mga may nudge, may bangga, and then yung mga pag-finish niya sa transition. So sanay na siya, no, sa mga ganong tira.
He started his career with passing here in the MPBL.
Under Coach Boyet also.
Under Coach Boyet. Did not play college ball here in Manila, pero he was recruited initially by the Letran program. Hindi siya natuloy. Tolentino to CJ Gonzalez, Masaglang, Rodriguez, three-pointer para kay Larry. He's off to a fine start with 5 points. Larry Rodriguez.
Really started, looking more for those threes dito sa, career stint niya with Gensan. Nung nasa San Juan yan, he would take some but not really look for them. Kaya nabanggit mo nga, itong last game, for example, ng Gensan, attempts sila sa 3 points, halos 40.
Lastimosa, yes!
That's the advantage, pag meron kang tulad na malalaro ni Lastimosa, ng mga shot clock winding down situations, kaya-kaya niya mag-create at makahit ng basket.
CJ Gonzalez misfires from in close. Well defended. Roca Curva, nakabuelo.
That's a travel.
That's a travel. Can't do that. You have to land on
Different foot.
on a different foot. Coach Boyan Fernandez asking the question there. 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Great ball movement for Gensan, leading to that Larry Rodriguez 3. Inside,
pass.
Elorde is fouled on the way to the cup.
Talk about that pass by Larry Rodriguez. It's not like Elorde was wide open, full of white shirts underneath, and was able to thread the needle. Elorde na foul, nasa free throw ngayon.
Terrific numbers from Nico Elorde this season. 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per ball game. Mark Cruz continues to miss playing time here because of an injury, I think. So, hindi siya nakasuit up na naman ngayon. We're tied at 9. Now, you always have a chance in your Gensan when you have a playmaker or an orchestrator like Nico Elorde, and veterans like Larry Rodriguez who know how to win.
Maganda yung halo ng yung komposisyon ng kanilang koponan eh. Tulad nito si Masaglang, alam naman natin yung score and spurts as well, kaya pinagsasabay niya itong si Elorde at si Masaglang, pero doon hindi sila makabasket. Ito 2-on-1, walang foul na tinawag.
Good challenge by Kyle Tolentino. It's great defense. Masaglang is running the break.
What a pass again.
Masaglang for 2.
Well, he knew Masaglang was going to be wide open even before he got the pass, and that's really a 4-point swing. Dahil may pagkakataon si Roca Curva to score on the other side, pero ang ganda ng challenge sa kanya. Nakashoot naman ng Gensan. Lamang na sila tuloy ngayon.
This is a possible playoff preview, Christian. So, alam mo yung nature ng mga ganitong laban. Every possession counts. And that's Christian Fajarito scoring from in close just in time to beat the shot clock.
Well, we mentioned already the history between these both squads. And with the current standings, almost halfway through this season, yun nga, malaking ang posibilidad na magkita ulit sila after this, yung elimination natin. As Kyle Tolentino, perfect so far from three-point land. That's his second three already.
Yeah, he has found a touch again. Ito si Kyle Tolentino. Missed 6 in Biñan of his 7 attempts.
Also has the task of defending itong si Kenny Roger.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Ping. Binigay kay Lastimosa. Lastimosa is blocked. Gonzalez. Bigay kay Larry Rodriguez. That's last touch on Mark Pingris. And so far, the pace has been favoring Gensan. As we bring you the assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
A beautiful time right there. May Kenny Roger na binasa na kay Fajarito sa ilalim. Lalabas naman si Mark Pingris at si Fajarito. Papalitan. No? Ito yung part ng report ni Mika kanina, yung mga big men. Itong meron si Coach Boyet, the wealth of bigs.
There's Larry Rodriguez in and out on the 3. Rebound ni Kenny Roca Curva. Fouled by Tolentino.
It's a smart foul.
Stop the fast break.
Yeah.
Only the second team foul on Gensan. Tonton Bringas and Val Acuña are in the game. Tolentino and Rodriguez pahinga muna.
The change of matchup, no? Because Carlton Latino was checking Kenny Rocacurva at pagpasok ni Val, si Liu na ang babantay kay Kenny Roger.
Pamboy Raimundo up against Aaron Hiruta. Maestre with the pick. Pamboy. That pass was deflected. Hiruta. Liu got the step. Nag-alangan sa pasa. Bringas fires. Yes! Almost automatic na si Tonton Bringas from that spot, that 15 to 18 feet.
Hindi man lang nag-hesitate, no? Dahil nandun si Big Boy Hernandez with his left arm stretched out. Pero nothing but net para doon sa tira. Unang tira ni Bringas. Lastimosa with a crafty move.
Grabe. Kuntis nga lang. Here's Val Acuña. 3 in transition. No. Marvin Jonicio with the offensive rebound. Back to Val. Acuña. Traveled.
The rebounding of the guards, to me, is going to be interesting in this game because I believe itong dalawang kuponan na to really has good rebounding guards. You know, for Biñan, for example, JJ Pido at itong si Pamboy Raimundo, which is the starting and backup guard para sa Biñan, had a total of 13 rebounds in the last game for their team. Hindi naman magpapahuli, guys like Nico Olodle, pinakita natin kanina, averaging 6 per game. Val Acuña can also rebound, ganoon din si Liu.
Rocacurva from downtown. Yes. 7 points for Kenny Rocacurva.
You could just see, the calmness in his game. Kahit na hindi pa atake, that time in a catch and shoot situation, hindi na nag-isip. Alam niya, libre siya. Pasok yung tira, pero ang ganda ng floater doon ni Val Acuña for his first basket in the game.
Wow, Val Acuña, the floater in his bag now.
Meron na yan, matagal pa. Matagal na, no? And I was able to see a lot of that as Maestre, gets the contact, gets the whistle, may kasama pang foul.
And here's the setup job by Pamboy Raimundo and a power move galing kay Maestre. Well, he rarely uses it here in the MPBL. Hindi masyado na ginagamit ni Val yung kanyang floater. May finger roll lang pero madalas ko nakikita dito.
Believe it or not, itong si Val used to be a high leaper.
Yeah.
When I say high leaper, hindi lang to yung basta-basta na yung mga simpleng dunk. Alley-oop dunks ang kaya nitong gawin. Sa tingin ko, kaya pa rin niya dumang ngayon. Sa ganda ng kondisyon niya. Yung personality kasi ni Val, he's not the show-off type. Medyo may pagka-shy type to eh. Itong si Coach Val, who's also the head coach of New Era High School.
Bringas. Oh! Wow, look at the arc on that jumper from Tonton Bringas.
Sorry kagad, inabot ni Coach Boyet kay Big Boy kasi pangalawang tira niya na yan eh. Against sa depensa ni Big Boy.
So Bito with a runner. That won't go. And Jonathan Gray is in the game for the first time. And Hiruta is down on the floor.
14 seconds to shoot.
Nice coaching matchup as well. Coach Elvis and Coach Boyet. Coach Elvis Tolentino, of course, a very accomplished coach as well for Gensan. Of course, Coach Boyet has won every title there is to offer in Philippine basketball. Probably kulang na lang tong MPBL para sa kanya.
Yeah, both also accomplished players, by the way. Elvis Tolentino was a part of that first and only so far, championship of the CSB Blazers, kasabayan niya ron. Sila Sunday Salvacion, Al Magpayo, was he a part of that team?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Bata.
Sino yung magkapatid, na naglaro ng Lasal din, Archers? Yung mahusay na
Magsumbol.
wingman. Magsumbol.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Maraming salamat sa LGR.
John Dan Salvador.
Yes.
Yeah. Boyet. Si Coach Boyet naman sa kabilang panig.
Oh, national team yan.
Oo. Di ba? Mahusay na gwardya yan.
I think the Boyet Fernandez that we've seen as a player, dalang-dala niya yung work ethic niya dito as a coach.
As a coach, yes.
Mind you, he could have been a nurse somewhere else.
I didn't know that. Janicia misses a 3.
Maestre. Down low. Wow, nice defense by DU. Pero yung pasa ni Hiruta Bringas was not expecting it. A steal by the Negros sniper, Jeff Chan.
Penalty na, no? Not a good foul. Obviously, on the part of the dark shirts.
Yeah.
After committing a turnover. So baka ano yun, frustration foul yun.
Yeah, Jeff Chan at the line. He's been alternating a few coaching.
Nakikita ko nga eh.
He's been coaching and he's been bringing his daughters to either volleyball practice or golf practice.